watching the LEC coming at you live from Berlin, Germany, as I'm joined by His Royal Highness himself, Mr. LEC, who took not only the win against Team Vedius, but also got his 300th win. I do need to ask first, though, Jankos, what are these zeros?
They are just emotes. I think they are happy emotes. One of them is like a party emote, and the other one is also a party emote. So both of them are just party O's emotes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Jankos, I can congratulate you once more, not only with your 300th win, but also that you are the Kia player of the game. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I probably got it because of my 300 wins, honestly. I don't think I really did much this game. I mean, I had some of my poppy ease into walls, but besides that, I felt like one time where I died. I didn't press W fast enough and I got filled by Vex. So, I mean, honestly, the game was mainly won by top lane. He solo killed enemy top lane twice in the early game, right? And then we kind of stumbled through it. So I'm really glad that I suppose top lane played well, but also the whole team played well, and also that we got the win.
I mean, definitely, apart from the things that happened in the top lane, I do want to talk a bit more about that draft, because that Poppy pick just looked very broken. Can you talk me through the pick and ban?
Well, we saw enemy had a lot of dash jumps, and then we were like, why do we pick Poppy? And then we picked Poppy. Very simple, actually. I don't think there was much thought process behind it. We just felt like Poppy could be a good champion in this game, and since I'm very, very old and played through multiple years in my 50-year career, I'm 60, by the way, then that's why, and that's how I can just play Poppy.
Yeah, because your 60 years of experience going to rack up to tomorrow being your 500th game. It could be potentially be your 200th loss as you're taking on a Rogue. They're currently on an 8-0 win streak. We talked to Odawamna before about this matchup. How are you feeling about this particular matchup?
I mean, I do think Rogue is a very good team. They did beat everyone.
Of course.
We have Zeri already.
Yuumi over Luna?
That is why.
So we go Zinzal and...
I mean, the thing
okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing this too.
So yeah, okay, great. So I think our matchup against Rogue, I think they have a very good team. I think it's going to be a banger. I think we have a budget canyon in my version against the bench canyon in Marang version. So we have two canyons, but not really canyons, kind of like budget canyons, which is going to be interesting. Hopefully we can make it a banger in the jungle. And then, of course, I think Rogue plays heavily for team fights. We understand that. The question is, can we play against it? We'll see tomorrow.
It's interesting you start about Malrang, because he took over the spot from Inspired, who moved over to, well, the lesser league of the both, I would say. How are you feeling about this jungler coming into the LEC?
Well, I thought he's going to be good, right? Because he's a Korean jungler, of course, but I didn't really think he would be that good. I basically thought Inspired would be better than him, but it seems like the team actually found their ground without Inspired, because, well, they're playing way more for fights, way more for skirmishes with Malrank in the team instead of as heavily for farm. So, I mean, the playstyle is still similar, playing for like team fights a lot, but I think their early games actually are stronger now than they used to be. And this is how also they snowball games and also they win these team fights, just because they have good early game with good scaling. I think he has been playing very well. Can I beat him? Can we beat Rogue? Well, you're going to have to tune in and see tomorrow.
That's a very good tease, but I do want to know how you think about it, though. Are you going to take the win?
Yeah.
That's a very short answer, and that's all I need. Jankos, thank you so much for your insights. Enjoy your Royal Highness, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow as you take on Rogue. We're going to get ourselves ready for the next game. It's going to be the match of the day. It's going to be Fnatic taking on MAD Lions.
Thank you so much. Sadly, in this next game, we've got royalty in the sense that MAD Lions have won the title 2 times back-to-back, but I don't think anyone's wearing a crown, which I will say is minorly disappointing. That said,
Is there something related to crowns there in Europe?
He just likes jewelry.
I'm just a fan of jewelry. You know what I mean?
That's
and
fair.
also the crown, that's the aesthetic. Why is there not a crown as a part of a pro team kit? You're all just wearing jerseys. Step up your game. Don't be boring. Like 100 Thieves. Wow, we're losing DNA. How does that feel? Not great. In recent years, however, that was not about anything. In recent years, MAD Lions have had the upper hand over Fnatic. They've won 9 out of the last 10 games, including the last 6 regular season matchups. So a lot of stakes, a lot of pressure. But the history, that's cool. That's exciting. Rematch of the finals. I want to talk about the bot lane. Let's talk about Unforgiven versus Upset. We've got the 2 U80 carries in the bot lane, and I'm hyped about these players.
How can we not? Because when you see the departure of Reckless, the departure of Hansama, the assumption is, well, Upset is left unchallenged at the top of the table. Of course, there is the bit of a surprise with Comp statistically smashing everyone, but it was Unforgiven that I think was the biggest surprise. The fact that a name that many people didn't really know about just sort of comes out of nowhere, and I think the biggest thing he can be praised for is his consistency. The fact that in every single game, we see a high-level performance from him where he's either carrying or, at the very least, he's never a detriment to his team.
And I think the really impressive thing about Unforgiven is that, so if you had watched his previous leagues, you could know he had that kind of skill, but he was a Draven player, very aggressive. He was very, typecast in that. To see the evolution from that to someone who can play for the team, slot into the meta, not always have that ego-driven, I'm going to carry, is actually really impressive in a first split at this level. That doesn't often happen.
And especially from a player who, all things considered, had very few achievements under his belt. You talked about being a Draven player, but he also just, was an EU Masters player. He was kind of a guy that just came out of nowhere.
EU Masters is pretty good.
He didn't make it. He wasn't there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't even there. I understand. I'm not trying to trash EU Masters. He didn't make it, but now here we are on the LEC stage. He's absolutely smashing. And as much as I would love to keep talking about this matchup, to be completely honest with you both, I think we've all agreed on this, it is not the most important matchup here.
Somehow.
Somehow. A lot of ones that are important, but mid-jungle, inevitably in this meta, is where we have to focus our attention again, because we've got a story of old teammates. Humanoid versus Elyoya, exciting moments, hugs on the stage, you can see it, and how they're going to pair with their new partners in the jungle and in the mid lane, respectively.
I think that both teams are sort of like figuring out how they want their mid-jungle to work. When we look at how Elyoya works with Reeker, in the early weeks we saw a lot of investment towards Reeker and setting him up for success. Meanwhile, Razork, I think that he does play around Humanoid, but if only Elyoya and Humanoid were on the same team,
they could probably win a championship.
We could like pioneer like an LEC what if issue.
But it was one of those things where I think what made that duo in the past spectacular was, we heard it on the pop quiz, Elyoya was like, Humanoid just doesn't stay in lane. He pushes, he leaves, he pushes, he leaves. And this was something that Elyoya was actually really great at facilitating, because he would clear his camps, make sure that he was in a position to cover, help him push, and then they would move. And this was a great synergy that they had developed. Now, of course, there is an element of the meta that makes this a little harder, but I think that this is something, and that level of synergy just hasn't quite been found for both sides. So while the stronger of the two is like Elyoya in the jungle and then Humanoid in the mid matchup, it's fascinating how we're kind of rapidly seeing them have to adapt and change how they used to operate into their new configuration.
Yeah, but then you see the evolution of this again. We bring that back to the present. You see that, Reeker was so pivotal to his last team in Big and the RLs, but he's not as self-sufficient as Humanoid is at this level. So you have to see someone like Elyoya be the tip of the spear, make much more kind of ballsy plays. Now, doing that against the likes of the quality that Fnatic bring, that is not easy.
Absolutely not. And I think high stakes again. Humanoid, while he has had a solid performance, the struggle has been with Razork. And while it's been a solid season, it hasn't been fantastic. And that was highlighted in their game against G2, where a lot of the straightforward things, the follow-up Q coming out after the Lee Sin kick, you felt like should have connected. And he did make a few of those ganks work, but not all of them, when it feel like at this level should be reliable. So we have two very strong, super reliable components on each side. Elyoya versus Humanoid, with Reeker, who's been struggling with, against Razork, who's also been struggling a little bit. So really hard to know who can actually get the edge here.
But this is also where we then come back to the bot matchup, right? Because while we talk about it not being at the forefront, I also think that it is pivotal in that these two consistent pillars, whichever of those duos finds the edge, one of them is going to take over. You give Upset that small edge, he will dominate a team fight. And Unforgiven is proving that he can do just the same thing. So while a lot of the early game and while I think a lot of the setup will revolve around this mid-jungle duo, those carries are going to be the ones that I'm keeping my eyes on in the team fights, because I think they're going to be a joy to watch.
Absolutely something to look out for. Nymaera, I need a prediction. Who's taking it, man? Who do you believe in at this point in the season?
I'm going to put it towards Senor Picasso. I'm going to put it towards Fnatic. The mad confidence, these people who can play just so unique across that support role from Hylissang. I think that even though Elyoya and Kaiser were uncontested best jungle support rather in the last season, I think they've met their match today.
Vedius.
I am... MAD Lions is a team that's pretty inconsistent in how they often go like 1-1 every week, having really great games and also great games. I have a feeling that they're going to win today. So I'm actually going to side with the MAD Lions. No other analysis other than of the coin flip. They're going to land on the win today.
He comes in here, he's like, here's all the reasons. Jungle mid duo. You're like, honestly, it's a flip.
It's a flip.
It's coming up heads today. We're going to see. If it's a Hylissang game, so there's a time to talk about flips, and certainly now. It's the final game of the day, and Fnatic are looking to take revenge and finally win a regular season matchup with the MAD Lions again. The stage is set, so let's send it over to Caedrel and Madic.
Thank you very much, Drakos. I'm Madic, he's Caedrel. We are here for the final game of the day. It's important. Like, I have to do it with Betty because we're so similar. And now, now that you're growing out your beard,
it's getting close, huh? This beard and this mustache.
We're very
might get distinguishes. No? Okay. Anyway, Fnatic versus Mad Lions. The Desk talked about mid jungle. They also talked about the carry role. I think you can honestly go around any role. Yeah. Support, top lane is also stacked. Armut versus Wunder, Kaiser versus Hylissang. Every single role across the board. It's an insanely stacked matchup.
As we get on into the draft, Mad Lions on the blue side once again. They've actually played the majority of their games on blue side, 5 of their 7 so far. And I do expect we'll see Fnatic consistently going for this Twisted Fate Corki Zeri ban on red. Kind of have to do it on 12.2.
Yeah, I think Mad Lions might take away things like the LeBlanc away from Humanoid, but I think Zeri is a good ban. Thresh is also a good ban on red side. They could also ban away Lee Sin if they want to kind of deny this first pick. I think Lee Sin's been quite high priority. There's the LeBlanc ban coming out against Humanoid.
Do you think you can ignore Corki Zeri here for your bans if you're Fnatic? Can you give Mad Lions Corki? And they're actually either going to give them Corki or Zeri by banning out the Jace.
Yeah, Reeker has played one game, of course, Corki, so it's expected that Mad Lions will first pick it away. I think Humanoid will probably pick a lane-dominant champ into it, and the lane-dominant champs into Corki are just mages. He's played Viktor, he's played Orianna, he's played Azir. That's probably what he's going to lean towards. Thresh still open, Zeri still open, Corki still open, even Renekton is up. Both these top laners happy to play it as well. So I think a lot of power picks are going to slip through this draft. With the Orianna ban, I do think it's going to be a Corki first pick if they're denying one of Humanoid's mages.
Well, it's Corki or Zeri, isn't it, right now? Fnatic have to choose. Pick your poison, pick the champion you're going to play into. You can see Mad Lions discussing where they're going to go with the draft after that first pick, you'd assume. Fnatic having a moment to think about who do we remove. Diana ban. So you leave them both open.
Are we going to get Zeri, maybe? Are we going to get it? Please pick it. One of these teams. Yes! Zeri first pick. Okay, so what does Fnatic answer with it? They're going to take Corki, Renekton, Lee Sin, Thresh, Aphelios. There's so many power picks open. Lee Sin, Zhao, the jungle matches I'm looking up here. I think Zeri needs some kind of enchanter support next to her. Yuumi, Lulu, something like this. It's blind pick.
It's amazing. I love it so much. Aphelios immediately hovered here by Fnatic. Aphelios Lulu would be a good combination. Maybe even look for something a bit more aggressive. You know, Aphelios Nautilus, Aphelios Thresh in the bottom lane.
I don't want to see Hylissang on any enchanters. I saw his Nami. I want to see him on more engaged tools or Zillion engaged tool. Rakan is also a big priority. Maybe they want to take away Yuumi from the Zeri, but that does give them Lulu anyway.
I quite like the Thresh pick because what it does mean is when you play into an enchanter in the bot lane, you have the option of scaling alongside them or saying, we're going to go and we're going to try and kill you often in that bottom lane. And that's Hylissang's mentality. So Mad Lions here have to think, you want Zeri with an enchanter really, but can you risk losing to Hylissang in lane?
Can you risk doing so? But I think it's going to have to be a Lulu or a Yuumi for the Zeri. Do they want to pick it now? Because if they don't, it might get banned away on 4-5. There's the Yuumi. So are they going to pick jungle here? It would make sense. Doesn't really make much sense picking solo lane unless you want to go Corki. Or Gwen for Armut could be a good blind. It's locked in. Does Wunder answer top here? God, this draft, everything is open. Anything is open. Gragas could be good here for Wunder. They could also just pick up Corki for Humanoid and then give another 2 mid lane bans to free him up against Reeker if they want to do so. Lee Sin could be a good pick. Ban away Jarvan, ban away Xin Zhao, all these champions that can do well in the team comp of Mad Lions.
And this is always what happens when you have a few power picks get through the draft. Things open up so much more. Yep. Corki all the way through first phase, not picked, not banned out yet, and there's the Xin locked in for Fnatic.
And that's why we're seeing these drafts go very slowly here, because teams are thinking in their head, if we pick this and this, they're going to pick that, so we can pick this. You know, it's kind of like thinking 2 steps ahead. Yes, you can know what you're picking now, but what are you picking later when they pick the things that you don't? So, jungle AD support picked up here for Fnatic. Top lane, expected, could be a flex for Elyoya. And likely bot lane, again, the Zeri could go top. We have seen some Zeri tops float around solo queue. Ryze taken off the board from Fnatic. Still a lot of mid laners up.
The question is, where do you want to ban out? Mad Lions, as you say, could look towards getting rid of some of those top lane picks for Wunder. Of course, Janna, Smite, top lane is still an option, something we have seen in the LVP this split.
And I don't want to be that guy, but I think Fnatic's draft has kind of been spelled out already. I'm kind of expecting some kind of Viktor on 4 or Gragas on 4 and then a Viktor 5 pick. Something along those lines would be standard classic Fnatic. The only question I have for Mad Lions is, what mid are you picking if Corki gets taken away? What is Reeker going to pick with Gwen? Is the Gwen going jungle? Where's the Zeri going? I have a lot of questions around Mad Lions, but I think Fnatic have to answer those questions, and I think they're going to stick to comfort.
And part of it depends on if Fnatic decide to go Gragas into Viktor or Viktor into Gragas for these final 2 picks. You know, Viktor into utility top, because if they don't pick Viktor first, Mad Lions then have the option to immediately lock that Viktor for themselves.
I really do think a Corki pick on 4 here for Fnatic is, you're crazy not to go for it, aren't you? With this many mid bans, the only real answer up is
So you leave
Viktor.
both Corki Viktor up, and like Fnatic take the Corki, or the Viktor, you take the opposite one,
exactly.
right?
I think picking mid here on 4 just gives you more information as to where these champs are going. Is Gwen going top? Is she going jungle? What's Zeri doing? I think picking mid here is safe. Corki banned away.
So
Maybe
Viktor
it's just a
has to
Viktor on 4 here. There's so many mid bans. I think they're crazy if they don't do it.
I agree with you, Caedrel. Viktor spelled out suits Fnatic's playstyle as well.
And if it's classic Mad Lions, that Gwen's going top, so Fnatic's probably going to last pick a Gragas unless they completely throw us off here and pick something like Jace, Yasuo, I don't know, and then have Gwen jungle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just going to have to go for stock standard. But my biggest question is mid lane. What do you match into this Viktor?
Well, so far we've only seen Reeker on Viktor, Yasuo, Corki, and Ryze. Ryze banned away.
Renekton.
Viktor removed,
Gwen
Corki
jungle.
taken away. As you say, Renekton top lane does imply Gwen jungle, and Mad Lions taking their time around that final pick. Of course, they still have to pick it here before they see Fnatic's last lock.
That allows Wunder a lot of options. You know, he can go Gragas into Renekton. He can go Volibear into Renekton. Gnar. All these kind of things are absolutely fine. So I think some kind of safe top laner here, play for bot for Fnatic is standard. And that could also be a Renekton mid. So, are we going to get Jace here? Or are we going to get a mid laner?
So when I'm looking at
a lot of questions. Yeah. Look at Mac. He's like, guys, what? Where are we going here? It's going to be Gravestone. It's going to be Renekton mid, Gwen jungle. So they have gone for the double AD as expected. So their draft is extremely spicy. I think Fnatic should just play it safe here. Graves blind pick top. Something like Kennen would do well now, right? Yep. Gwen's taken away to deny the AP tops. Gragas would be safe, but still losing lane.
It's not going to be Draven.
Oh, it's Wunder, Janatop with Smite. So I think against Graves, it's dangerous.
Yeah, the only problem with Janatop is you really want to play it into tanks because the tank can't take your tower too quickly, can't get that huge lead.
Yeah.
Gragas is the lock, so you predicted the Fnatic draft after the first 3 picks. Great job there, Caedrel.
It's pretty standard, stock standard OPs on the patch, right?
Yeah, sure.
Gragas matches into their champs. Viktor is the strongest control mage with that many bans. You're crazy not to go for it when you have these options. I think Mad Lions have thrown us a massive curveball here. We've seen Yasuo, Diana come out of them. Now we're seeing a flip side with Gwen jungle, Renekton mid. I mean, mid's going to get pushed in here. Mad Lions need to snowball. They have a lot of skirmishing tools, and Fnatic have a lot of stock standard scaling team fight that can match it. So it's a case of Mad Lions just moving around the map. Elyoya, Kaiser teaming up, Gwen, Yuumi, maybe getting snowballs. Play for bots, or do you play for your top side? I think they have so many options, and Fnatic just need to slow the game down, get the 2 or 3 items, and focus on dragons.
And something Wunder and Fnatic have done very well is absorb pressure in the early game. Wunder especially, we all look back at that 3v1 top lane dive where he was able to get a couple of kills and come out of it on top. If Fnatic can get to that 20-25 minute mark and be on an even keel, they should have this one in the bag just compositionally.
Definitely should. This is a new style of Mad Lions, though. This is the coin flip. This is the uniqueness kind of that comes out of the Mad Lions, and you can never really doubt them.
And of course, with our first Zeri of the LEC as well. A lot has been said about this champion. She's been tearing up solo queue so much. She was hotfixed and then nerfed on the next patch on 12.3. We are playing on 12.2 with the hotfix. We'll talk about Zeri more when we get on into the game, but it's the final game of the day. It's the match of the day. Mad versus Fnatic. And onto Summoner's Rift we dive. Mad Lions setting up down towards the bottom side. We'll see if they do anything, and if they don't, we'll dive on quickly into a brief rundown of what Zeri does. Basically, she fires out 7 shots with her Q. That's her auto attack. They do a lot of damage. They apply on hit effects. It's very strong, and she doesn't use mana to do that. Her actual auto attack doesn't apply on hits, but does apply spell modifiers and has a slow on it when it's fully charged up. Yeah. The big thing you have to sorry,
no, you can keep going.
The big thing you have to watch for with Zeri is her movement speed. She's able to get around the map a ton. She can jump over walls like Talon does. And when she pops her ultimate, if she's in combat and maintaining stacks through the fight, she gets 2% bonus movement speed for every stack she builds up. And I've seen people have 50, 60 stacks in a team
You've
fight.
seen the clips on Reddit. Yeah. I mean, Nymaera gave us a breakdown at the start of the day. I mean, it lasts for 6 seconds, the buff. Every auto attack restacks it for another 2 seconds, I believe.
Or ability, of course, because her Q
yeah.
is an ability rather than an auto attack, even though it's an auto attack. It's a little convoluted, but imagine it as her auto attack.
Yeah, so look out for Zeri stacks when she pops the ultimate. That's the important thing. For now, it's probably going to slow down. For builds, we saw Nymaera talk about it. Triforce into Renans is probably going to be what the Zeri looks for. But for now, I'm expecting standard push for bot lane for Fnatic with Aphelios, Thresh, Yuumi and Zeri scaling to those 1 or 2 item spikes. Eyes on the junglers though, because the top side of the map is where the real Armageddon is. You've got a Renekton mid with Ignite into the Viktor. I mean, we saw the last Renekton mid I can remember seeing was around a week ago in the Dam 1 T1 series. Showmaker played Renekton mid with Ignite against Faker's LeBlanc. He got a solo kill level 5. So much burst comes out of this champ that you don't expect. But of course, Renekton falls off very rapidly. Towards the 3-4 items, he really starts to drop off. I think Damwon in that game had a massive gold lead, but they actually lost the game because the Renekton kind of got outscaled, gave over a couple shutdowns to T1, and they ran away with it with Gumayushi on the Caitlyn. But for now, farming on all lanes. Fnatic should have push in mid and bot, and Mad Lions have push in top.
Interesting pathing here from Elyoya. Went Razor Beaks into Wolves Red Gromp. Didn't actually do a full bot side clear, leaving his red and his Krugs up for now. Maybe thinking with Armut pushing in that he wants to cover that top side of the map.
It's probably just the safest and easiest, most efficient way for Gwen to solo start. I think solo starting an individual buff, she'll lose a lot of HP. But if you can start off the Raptors and self-heal and get a couple levels, that's probably the idea here for Elyoya. It's about sustain in the jungle on the solo start, I think, for the Gwen. And Razork, of course, can just start on the red buff. Sends out a lot of single target damage.
Both around same timing on those jungle camps with Razork on his wolves right now. There's the stun with the spreaders coming out. Slice and dice from Reeker, gets himself back out of the fight. Has gone Doran's shield in this matchup. Ranged into melee means that Reeker will be taking a bit of extra auto attack harass. So he needs that little bit of extra sustain from the Doran's shield.
Yeah, he probably has second wind as well to just make sure he can fully sustain through this lane with no TP. He's going to need some kind of gank pressure or mid lane / support hovers if possible to look for early kills. You can see Humanoid already respecting it, is going to back off, make sure he buys TP back. Got it, Reeker's potion already, he's quite low on HP. And Fnatic want to do the opposite. Similar to the G2 game when they have so much kill pressure in mid. Yes, they're going to put numbers there to do so, but you need to put numbers there to stop it. Yeah. So that's why the mid jungle support 3v3 is so important in the early game.
And already we see Hylissang and Razork teaming up, getting through this jungle, making sure that Humanoid can get the push, of obviously overextending a little bit to get this under the wave. Reeker, though, slice and dice is in and is hooked! And he is dead! Ignite ticks away first blood to Humanoid.
Oh, it's a horror for Reeker in the mid lane. Humanoid also running the first strike into the melee champ, which I think is just so efficient to just stack up the gold and will scale very well this rune, and just great map read from Hylissang. He saw the wave, Humanoid wanted to crash it, Reeker wanted to stop it from happening, went for the aggressive trade to chunk him out, but no, Hylissang's there. There's the bot push from Fnatic. Easy first blood for the Viktor.
Now Elyoya now will path up towards the mid lane. Isn't actually going to catch that wave because Reeker's already on his way back, but good movement there from Fnatic early on, and with a Yuumi Zeri lane, you really can't get the push in the early game. Your Q burst fire on the Zeri doesn't do enough to clear out the waves. You don't really have any AoE, and Yuumi doesn't provide you any wave push at all really early on.
Yeah, and to rub salt into the wounds. Humanoid still has flash, so it's not like Mad Lions can respond on that lane. It wasn't any summoner spells traded, it was just Hylissang. Good hook, good map read, Ignite dropped, and now they have some bot side vision to work with, and Hylissang coming out of base already. Fnatic sitting in a great spot in this early game. Like we said, Fnatic's comp is very calm. You know, they want to slow the game down, scale to 2 items, fight over Drakes, Aphelios, Viktor, front to back. Very stock standard Fnatic, whereas Mad just kind of want to snowball anything. If the Zeri's ahead, perfect. If the Graves is ahead over Silent, great. Renekton, Gwen, also great divers. They have so many options. It's just a question of whether they can find them.
I'm really hoping that we get towards the mid game with sort of an even-ish game state, or, you know, a slight lead for one of these teams. Nothing too massive, because I really want to see how Zeri functions in team fights at the highest level of gameplay. Elyoya and Reeker now teaming up, though. Reeker getting the push, and they might work their way towards the top side, but Razork is here laying in wait, waiting perhaps for a possible gank.
We've seen what Wunder can do in these 3v1, 3v2 situations on the top dives. Mad Lions are just hovering. I don't think there's any kill pressure here at all. They're just going to back off. Bot lane, though.
Exhaust down onto Upset. Unforgiven backing away. Good play. Kaiser needs to jump back onto Unforgiven, but he can't get there. The heal coming out. Unforgiven continues to kite. No level 6 on him yet, means that he doesn't get that extra movement speed from all of those autos.
Yeah, Hilly doesn't have Ignite. Of course, he used it mid, so the 2v2 not as strong as Fnatic might have wanted it. But still, they'll get the bot push.
And you got 4 sums for 1 there. I'm pretty sure you'd be very happy with that as Fnatic.
But, you know, Hilly, he wants to get kills. He wants to get bot lane rolling ASAP, or, you know, he's kind of twitching like, oh, maybe we can all in here. Flash hook, what do you think, Upset? You know, that's the kind of player I always think Hilly is. He's so creative, and he's kind of like the mad scientist. and the soul of Fnatic sometimes when it comes to making plays.
It definitely is. And I think we call that the hang effect, having watched some...
Oh yeah, definitely. Wait, Reeker, hang on a second.
Dominus, Ignite ticking. Humanoid's just dead. Razork's going to try and answer and should be able to do so. Q for the knock-up. Reeker with a good heal, but in the midst of the minions, he will fall. 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane.
Still a solo kill. Wunder now going top.
Flash! Oh, flash away from Armut. Didn't quite get the combo off in time.
Yeah, the wave was about to die, and Wunder wanted to ult him through into the tower when the wave died to get maximum damage out there. We'll have the base though, so not a great wave state for Wunder. No mana means he's gonna have to stay because of the wave. But still, solo kill for Reeker in mid. If Razork wasn't there, that was a clean 1-for-0. Reeker was absolutely out and dandy. And he just all-ins him on the wave, thinking that, well, Humanoid thinks, well, he's level 5, I can win this. But he levels up on the creep. The melee dies, gets level 6, E's through him, pops the ultimate, flash auto attack to finish. And decisive clean, and you can see the burst coming out of Renekton in the early game.
There's so much damage, especially with that stun. You just lock someone up for an absolute age. Now, Elyoya's on his way down here, does have needlework. The level 6 has been hit, and Razork doesn't have a level 6 of his own. No summoners on the Mad bot lane as Upset continues to push in. Hylissang has Flame, pulls them back, plays Augment, and look at the damage already onto Unforgiven. Kaiser next, another hook coming out. It's a double for Upset.
Yeah, the wave was pushing into Fnatic, and Mad Lions had to crash the wave. Elyoya was on his way, but he was a little bit too late. Razork and Hylissang read the wave so perfectly. No summoners, quick kill. And that's a 2-0 Aphelios in 7 minutes. Viktor also getting a kill early. It's really hurting Mad Lions because the scaling on Fnatic's carries is just deadly.
And Fnatic have just had such control of this bottom side river. Vision control, Hylissang and Razork teaming up, walking down towards this bottom lane. You can see, once again, they burnt no summoners for that kill.
Yeah.
No flashes were expended, no ignite was expended. Fnatic knew that they had Mad Lions dead to rights.
And look at the map state for Fnatic. They've pushed bot all the way in. Hylissang has so much free time, and Herald just spawned. I think he can just run out straight towards top. As long as they cover Upset on the dive, he should be pretty safe. Razork's already topside. And Kaiser and Unforgiven have to push out bot. It's going to be an instant Herald start. And as I said, that Upset's actually full rotating. So we'll see how they kind of dissect the map here, because they have two options. Upset and Hylissang can stay top, take over top, and play for top tower. Or they can take this Herald for free and then cover their bot lane back towards their tower to catch the wave. Mad Lions is hovering around and Unforgiven's on the way. They're going to be a bit late, but sometimes you can take the fight after the objective dies. We'll see if Fnatic give it to them.
Fnatic will take the Rift Herald, and we saw actually Reeker spotted Hylissang and Upset coming across, and immediately there were pings on the bot lane tower from Mad Lions. They just want to plate. Here. They can get it. Hilly flashes forward. Reeker pops the Dominus, but he's in a 3v1. And that is job done. Upset on a killing spree on Aphelios.
Reeker just greeting for that cannon wave. He wanted to crash it, but all of Fnatic were coming through mid. He used his E through the wave to try to escape, but no flash. Hylissang flashes forwards. Lantern as well. And yeah, I think Fnatic picking up a lot of free kills here in the early game. And now Humanoid with that first blood as well is going to get a Herald dropped in his lane. That'll be two plates guaranteed from the Herald. He'll probably get 3 here with the minions and the auto attacks.
Mate, it's a flipping demolition. Like, it seemed relatively close at times. Mad Lions maybe coming out the worst on the side for trades, but there's a 3,000 gold lead, there's a 1,000 gold lead in mid, there's a 1,200 gold lead for Upset.
Yeah.
Jungle is 300 gold ahead, and even topside, where Armut is ahead in farm, he's only 400 gold in the advantage. Like, Fnatic are absolutely schooling Mad Lions to start this off.
Yeah, both neutral objectives as well. Herald and now a Dragon, so the scaling's in their favor, the early game's in their favor, the objectives are in their favor. And now Fnatic's just going to go back bot, crash the wave, 3-0 Aphelios. Will have his Mythic really, really soon. Extremely accelerated here on the bot side of the map, Fnatic are. Everfrost already picked up for Humanoid, which just makes it so this mid lane 1v1 is so much easier.
Wunder, body slam. Just going to get a little bit more damage down there. I see the phase rush procs, and he walks his way back.
Yeah, this Everfrost buy, I really like it from Humanoid, because the second the Renekton dashes in, he pops the Everfrost on him, W on the ground, rooted into stun, he's absolutely fine. So he's just going to be a wave clear bot now. Humanoid knows his job here is not to push the lane, get a lead or anything like this. He's just here to catch waves, chunk out the Renekton whenever possible, and just farm up.
See, with Elyoya shadowing the bottom lane, perhaps hoping that Fnatic overextended, but they're not going to do that. Upset is even backing on this wave, a cannon wave coming in, and he does decide to step back towards his tower. And Hylissang is not here. There's an option, an opportunity perhaps for Mad Lions.
Upset read the play.
So smart with the Calibrum there into the bush. Spots out Elyoya waiting in the darkness.
Yeah, Upset will be left alone a couple times here and there because Hylissang needs to go mid, get vision for his mid laner, get vision on one side or even 2 sides at this point for Fnatic because they're so far ahead, just to make sure, oh, look at that deep vision from Fnatic. I mean, they basically have a map hack right now because they know exactly where Elyoya is. He was in bot brush and, oh man, even top side has 2 pinks in the river. Elyoya can't go anywhere without being spotted, and these lanes can just play around jungle. Hylissang's just finding the jungler and tracking him all by himself.
And we often praise Hylissang for his playmaking. You know, his ability to get in, to find the fights, to find the kills, and he's done that incredibly well in this early game, but often we overlook the power of a support when it comes to just denying the enemy jungler any option to find a gank. And as you say, that's exactly what he's doing here with this bot side control.
Yeah, definitely, and he's hovering mid as well, so Reeker can never dash in. The way Renekton wins this matchup is dashing in, chunking out Viktor, getting kill pressure, setting up ganks. Hylissang's still around, he still has a Lantern to work with. Humanoid can just play in their face a bit.
Reeker going in, Elyoya stepping forward, there's the Lantern, final chapter coming out, the stun will connect. The knockup is a double kill. Immediately over to Elyoya, now in the 2v1, Elyoya's going to turn it around. Fnatic lay in wait, but it was Mad Lions that pounced. Upset now coming in from the side as well as Razork has to flash.
Yeah, Humanoid maybe could have flashed out there, but the chain CC was fantastic from Mad Lions. The Lantern pulled him, so the Fnatic stacked up for Elyoya, who just chopped them all down. 2 kills for this Gwen. We'll see it on the replay though, because the Lantern, Humanoid thinks he's safe here because Hylissang is hovering. They spot out Elyoya, the Lantern comes out, but as he gets pulled in, he gets pulled into a Gwen Yuumi. He gets rooted, he can't flash, and then Razork arrives, managed to pick up one. Fantastic play there from Mad Lions. Elyoya just doing so much damage, already has the Nashor's Tooth, I believe, and Upset saves his jungler.
Elyoya actually rushing the Nash's Tooth before getting boots, before getting anything else. He has gone for the magical footwear, so he wouldn't have been able to buy them anyway. But that full item with a Yuumi on your shoulders, so much damage on the Gwen early game. And it has given Mad Lions an avenue to get back on into this match, but Reeker still continuing to struggle in the mid lane. Hylissang continuing to shadow Humanoid, and Razork and Hylissang now teaming up to look towards this bottom lane.
They know Unforgiven's on these Krugs.
He's by himself. Unforgiven, you got flash, you got cleanse. Can you get away? Tries to dash, there's the flash. Wind becomes lightning, will not kill him off. He does survive in the bottom lane.
So Mad Lions get 2 kills on Elyoya, but that doesn't change the map state. Fnatic can still push in mid and bot. Wunder still farming safely top, and he's practically undiveable at this point, and Hylissang still moving towards mid and bot, so they really don't have any options still. And they need to crack open this bot side vision, sweep it out, push Hylissang out, and allow Reeker to start pushing this wave and fighting Humanoid, because right now, every time he goes in, he's pushed back.
Humanoid just in such a strong position. Already got the Oblivion Orb as well, just to cut any healing that Cole the Meek can do from the Renekton, who is only level 9. Full level behind Humanoid. Elyoya waiting around the corner here. Can dash forward with the Lantern. Yeah. Hylissang in the right position once again to save his mid lane.
And Upset still 30 CS up. He's happy farming bot. He knows that the Yuumi's pairing up with the Gwen. So Hylissang doesn't really have to be in the lane. Unforgiven would be farming on the tower, and Elyoya would be the one hovering towards mid and bot to cover the dive. So Hylissang just great map read, hovering between these lanes so perfectly. And Humanoid can basically play the lane however he wants to. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds. The good news for Mad Lions is they've swept out the majority of this bot vision, but they have to stop Hylissang from getting back in.
And how do you do that? He's just so willing to walk forward, still has the flash as well. Will not get that control ward, but as you say, 30 seconds on the ocean. Mate, this is what we live for as supports.
Look, Rice jungler in mid and 80 carry out. That's my pink ward.
Humanoid backing. Hylissang's like, can you TP to the Lantern just in case a fight starts? Humanoid's like, yeah, I'm sure I can be there if you need me.
Yeah, now he's going to base, refresh his side zone, come back and do the whole thing again. So Armut's moved down towards mid now, and they've put Graves mid into the Viktor to push, and they put Renekton top to catch waves. Now, they won't be able to fight Drake, so they're probably going to trade it for Herald, but at least they get mid push, and they push Fnatic back into their own jungle. They take some control of the river, and now they have a top tower to play for. Reeker can farm for free, Herald on the top tower perhaps, or just play for the top tower. And that gives something to Mad Lions. The opposite side of that is, though, Upset gets a full bot tower.
Yeah, 3-0-0, Gale Force, serrated Dirk as well. First tower completely destroyed in that bottom lane. And even though Mad Lions are going to get the Rift Tower, they are 3,500 gold behind against a team composition that scales incredibly well.
I don't know if Armut can match the Aphelios
no,
right now.
What is that?
I mean, he has the best weapons in the game for fighting the 1v1. Armut's going to have to ult the cannon minion. Upset's going to be forced back away. So we've been talking about mid-jungle support the whole game, but Upset's been farming up a Storm Wunder. 3v1 tower dive.
So put the Rift Tower down, let it tank the tower. They don't even do that. Final chapter coming out. Good knockback. Elyoya with the needle work. Reeker dodges
Not
away.
again.
Elyoya low.
Not again.
Elyoya down. Hey. He can't survive. Wunder outplays the 1v3.
And he has the Herald as well, so they can't play for a top tier 2. But Fnatic can, so they've pushed in bot. Looks like actually Upset's going to base because they need to secure the Dragon. But still, 1-for-1 in a 1v3 dive. Wunder does it again.
There's the hook from Hylissang. And of course he goes in. Armut has to flash.
Complete dominance on the bot side of the map. Mad Lions find a little bit of room to breathe on the top side. Reeker will get a tower. They got a kill onto Wunder, but we know killing this Gragas won't do anything. He's still going to build Ruby Crystals. Yep. He's still going to have infinite HP, and he's still going to be a frontliner. So it's not like you're shutting down the carries. The Viktor and the Aphelios are still getting so far ahead.
And
Level
the issue
8 on Unforgiven.
Yeah, exactly. He's 2 levels behind Upset. He's 50 CS down or 40 CS down. And as the Hextech Gate comes out, Hylissang and Upset once again team up to secure this top side of the map. Now, Rift Herald's still available for Elyoya. He's got that in his pocket, so they can look to maybe crack a mid lane tower, to crack a bot lane tower. But at this point of the game, it doesn't get you as much as it would have before the 14-minute mark.
So now we're going to see the flip side of what we just witnessed for the first 15 minutes. Fnatic's going to transfer all their vision from bot side to top because they have a top tower to play for, and Wunder is going to be the weak side on bot tower. So expect Hylissang to move into the top side of the map and drop all his wards around this area of the map just to make sure Humanoid's safe. And what has he been doing all game? He's been making sure he can push. So he's playing the Lantern for the Viktor, making sure he's safe, keep pushing in the waves, keep playing on 2 lanes, and Mad Lions are just going to have to answer on the opposite side.
Dive. It's a dive angle. Rift Herald available. Cannon minions still alive. Wunder trying to clear it out. Rift Herald goes down. The wave will be culled, but the Rift Herald will tank this up. Armut takes 1 Rift Herald now. About to tank up the tower. Wunder with a good blast gun will not get out of the bay.
No way.
No way. Do you get out of this? No way do you do? What was that, Wunder?
Is it that the red smite? Oh, the red smite kills him. So Mad Lions have a Herald. This is actually a big play because they put 4 people down towards this bot side. Upset's got mid tower, and I think he's going to try to push for tier 2. Humanoid's pushing in. Can Mad Lions get a tier 2 bot here? That would even up the trade and at least make it a good play overall. They get a kill, and they get 2 towers. So Mad Lions actually able to answer on the map.
Just. Wunder, the raid boss, went down in the end. Elyoya, now really no escape. No Yuumi to speed him up either. Can keep skipping and slashing as far as he can go. And as you say, Upset is on the way as well. No tower here for Elyoya. Dodges the wind, becomes lightning.
Yes, ghost up really soon.
Hylissang has flash hook though. Hylissang has flash play though. He's got Upset waiting. Razork flashes in. Reeker trying to get there in time. Elyoya dodging as much as he can, but he just can't escape the waiting arms of death. Upset now on a rampage.
Yeah, it's a kill for Fnatic, but the good news for Mad Lions is there's no wave. Look where it is. It's all the way next to the tier 2, so they can't play for a bot tower. And Armut can push out top. Lichbane picked up for Humanoid. Changed on 12.2. Gives ability haste now, so really good item for mages. Is Hylissang? He's going to go for Reeker here.
Reeker will be able to slice his way back to the safety of the tower. And these last sequence of events have left us still only about 3,000 gold between the 2 teams. Now, of course, Fnatic very strong. You've got a 4-0-0 Aphelios with a 50 CS lead. But if he ever does get culled, if he ever does get killed off at the start of a fight, Mad Lions have some tools to work with. A 2-item Gwen, Kaiser with the Moonstone, Trinity Force finished on Unforgiven, building up towards what actually appears could be a wit's end second here instead of the Runelands, just to try and stop some of that magic damage.
Yeah, we talk about how comps function in teamfights, and you know exactly what Mad Lions is doing. They're diving Fnatic. Yep. The key for them is Upset. If Upset falls, their next target is Humanoid, but he's not as strong as Upset, but still a 2-item Viktor will do damage. I mean, he's level 13. Reeker just hit level 12, so still big advantage on the carry department. It's just on Elyoya and Armut. How much can they dish out, and how much can Wunder and Razork slow the fights down and push them far back so that their carries can have some kind of space to work with?
It really does feel like Mad going guns blazing at Fnatic in teamfights, and Fnatic just disengaging until they can turn it around. Fnatic, though, are on the front foot and can gain this vision control towards this top side.
Yeah, mid-tier 2 is extremely low. Upset was hitting that tower as Mad Lions were diving bot. I think that's their next objective here. Wunder has ultimate. If Unforgiven walks up, he might have to flash away. So 5-man strong. Reeker's pushing bot, no TP. This should be a free tower for Fnatic. And Mad Lions can't seem to respond on anything. They're going to get some kind of bot push here. Dragon's still a minute away.
Upset, Root, cleansed, Elyoya, Lantern.
Thresh doing so much work. Just allows the carry so much space to just play aggressive. I mean, that cleanse, Upset's forcing that out because he knows in a minute's time his Gale Force will be back up, and the cleanse won't, so that might hurt if Hylissang decides to flash forwards, hit a hook, you know, if Upset can do that again.
So there is something I've seen a few times recently, which is a 2-item AP jungler plus a tank, or someone who can tank a little bit, soloing Baron around the 20-minute mark. Yeah. And Mad Lions can gain vision control up towards the top side.
Medic.
Wunder isn't here, doesn't have the TP. Mad Lions going to go for it.
Not only do you know Medic, but Fnatic knows too. This Baron is getting absolutely melted. Where's Razork? He needs to get here ASAP. Hylissang's going to ward it. Razork is in the vicinity. Mad Lions forced to back away, but really great thinking there from Mad Lions. And Medic flexing his master tier game knowledge there, just knowing that if Fnatic go towards that dragon for the 3rd Drake to put themselves on soul point, Mad can get a Baron.
It's only because I lost a game because the Diana did that to me.
Oh, I see.
That's the reason I understand
You
it
felt the
happens.
pain of it.
I've been on the losing end of that trade, and Fnatic did not want to be on the losing end of it here. Armut, though, pushing in the top lane, has TP, whereas Wunder does not, so he's grouped with a team.
This is a good representation of how powerful mid tier 2 is. You can push the wave all the way in their face to tier 3 and then take control of their entire jungle. Mad Lions' only response is to push mid and then move through the river back into the bot side, but I don't think that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to push in and start Baron again. Armut's got top tier 2. Fnatic need to run to this Baron. They should know that it's going to happen. Hylissang's basing, Razork's basing. They've realized quickly.
Pings are happening. Mad Lions have disengaged.
Are they baiting it though? Does Fnatic have information? I think the pink ward came down. What do they...
That ward should not be able to see the Baron.
Is it a pink ward on top of it? I think
No,
there's a pink ward on top
maybe.
of it. I do believe... I think that's a pink ward on top of it. I can't tell, but...
It's possible.
Otherwise, there's no reason that Fnatic should have vision on it.
Yes,
Yeah,
there is. There is. Good call, Caedrel. That was so tricky to see, and Mad Lions didn't see it either. They were baiting as if they could be doing the Baron.
Yeah, I really wonder if Matt saw it. I don't know if that's a spectator thing or in-game what it looks like, but that just looked like a normal ward.
Yep.
The pink, you could just see the kind of like pixels of it on top of it. So Fnatic had full information the whole time, so we were worried there for a second, but Fnatic had it under control.
Really good. Either very intelligent use of warding there, or just Fnatic getting a little bit fortunate with that pink ward placement. But because of that, Mad Lions weren't able to rush the Baron, and it means that Fnatic get their third dragon of the game. 4 minutes away from a Hextech Soul. Of course, was nerfed slightly on 12-2, but still a very powerful soul to have.
Oh yeah, any soul you'll take no matter what, because it just gives you infinite kind of damage for the rest of the game. It never falls off, of course. And Upset instantly building towards Bloodthirster here, so he knows exactly what Matt's comp's gonna do. Needs lifesteal to make sure he can escape it. And the game's kind of slowed down a bit here. Mad Lions fancy themselves a few Baron starts because they know they can't match Fnatic just yet. I think Reeker's going to need his Sterak's before the next fight. We need second items to come in for Zeri as well. I think that's what Mad are looking for before they look for anything.
Looked for a second like there was a chase going on there for Fnatic, but instead they will just clear out the vision. Armut stays around in the bottom lane. Elyoya goes up towards top once again, and with Fnatic having both their TPs,
again?
so they can two-man this. 100% they can two-man it with Elyoya and Kaiser if they want to. They have enough healing. They get the attack speed from the Yuumi heal as well.
Yeah, I think Mad have tried so many times now that Fnatic should be very kind of like heightened senses about this Baron, you know, always making sure they have some kind of vision on it. Wunder checking it there, dropping his ping over the wall, just being very precautious around this objective, because the second Mad get Baron, they're going to retake full map control. And yes, Fnatic have the damage to do it, but if you're stuck in a pit with Aphelios Viktor and Mad Lions actually are able to walk up, because the only thing that's zoning them away is a hook, which is what they want to be. They want to be hooked. They want to be forced to fight you, and Elyoya is going to start it again. Let's see how much damage they do to it, because Razork and Hylissang might be a little bit tunnel vision on the next mid wave.
So Reeker coming here to tank this is big, because it means Elyoya does full damage instead of 50% damage. Wunder's going to put a Baron in over the wall. The control wall coming in. Mad Lions might just stick on this one, though. Unforgiven not able to join it. Fnatic now with 3v3 in this topside river, and Mad Lions will retreat. Elyoya can skip and slash his way across that wall. Fnatic with a numbers advantage now as Elyoya and Kaiser have to get out of here. But actually, Elyoya and Kaiser not in the best of positions. Fnatic do not want to go for the full-on engage.
Yeah, I think Mad are just trying to force this Baron because they know they're getting outscaled. Maybe they look for a team fight here. Zeri is a little bit far away. Still, this Zeri is extremely weak, only has the Triforce just now. Upset almost has a BT on his third item, so hopefully Unforgiven has something in base and has that wit's end so he can start pushing his advantage forward.
Not quite there. Not quite there still. Only 1 3/4 items on Unforgiven, and he has been a standout star for the Mad Lions. He's had some very impressive performances throughout this spring split, but so far hasn't really been able to step up in this game, and a lot of that comes to Upset and Hylissang just playing that bot lane incredibly well. Hylissang especially. We keep saying his name, but you can't praise this guy enough. When he's on, he's on. And today, that coin flip for Fnatic definitely landed on heads.
Definitely did. So, yeah, Fnatic, again, slowing the game down. 1 minute, 30 seconds on Dragon. That's when Mad Lions will start again. What's their decision? Are they going to go towards Dragon and try to contest it, go for the 5v5, or are they going to start Baron and trade the soul for Baron? Because that gives them some map control, some way back into the game, maybe get themselves a mid-tier 2. Mid-tier 1 even, still up. Fnatic, so much control around mid, so much control around the top side of the map. This next minute will decide the game.
Patience in the name of the game from Fnatic. Let Mad Lions come to you, wait it out, play it steady and slow, and then you can cut them down as they push towards you. Fnatic clear the vision once again. Unforgiven going back, that should be 2 items for him. Fnatic will gain mid prio, 49 seconds on the Drake. Armut continues to push in at the bottom lane here, Caedrel.
Yeah, important here thing to know is Mad Lions will get bot push, so that allows them a way into this Dragon Pit through bot if Fnatic decide to retake control through mid. But no, they're going to move towards Nash. Elyoya is going to be forced to face check this versus a Thresh. Armut's pinging the top pink ward, so he's going to TP to it. Blue orb to spot, hook hits.
Elyoya. That's not what you want to happen. Fnatic were waiting, and they pounce immediately. That's it, as you say. That will be Baron and the Dragon over to Fnatic. You got Severum Infernum. That should melt this Baron quickly enough.
Pinks.
Fnatic can go back down. As you say, Pink's coming over towards the Dragon. Wunder does have TP.
I think Fnatic might be a bit slow here. I think two people need to just kind of disengage from this Baron. Either Humanoid or Upset needs to just run away now, move towards the Dragon. That's exactly what's going to happen. Lantern's going to come in, so they realize there's 3 members alive. Let's match it with 3 so we can defend this soul. They won't have a smite, but neither will Mad. I think bursting it down is their best option, though. Let's see who gets it.
Well, Unforgiven can jump out of the back, so can Armut. They will do it. Unforgiven flashes. It was close, but Mad Lions do keep the soul at bay. However, they are looking into the mouth of a Baron, and it is angry. Fnatic 5,000 gold ahead.
It's just a game of inches, isn't it? Wunder was a millisecond, a fraction away from landing that E-flash where he could maybe have stolen it, maybe have bursted it out. Mad Lions just scrape away the soul from Fnatic. But like you said, Medic, 2 minutes, 30 seconds of this Baron. Fnatic have a lot of standing gold on the map, bot tier 2, top tier 2. We'll see how they dissect the map, though, because I don't think they have any kind of strong side lane, or grouping is their is their strength, what they prefer to do, you know, like they don't really have anyone who can just push into a side lane and hit these tier 2s and pressure. So I think Armut can just go bot, match Wunder. Elyoya and Reeker can go top and match Humanoid. So
Ping's coming out from Elyoya and Reeker.
Maybe
they're looking for this. Humanoid has
this would
flash.
be massive.
As you say, it would be huge. There's a Zhonya's available. They push forward. TP's coming out. The Chaos Storm. Humanoid forces them both away. TP expended for it. Fnatic now closing in. Look at Upset. Look at Hilly. They're in the right position to try and close this one out. Siphon power from Humanoid will get the movement speed. Unforgiven tries to turn it around. The final chapter coming out in the TP now from Armut, but he's going to be waiting for Fnatic. TP survives there from Armut, and Fnatic 5 strong will push in the top lane.
Yeah, they have a wave to play with, so it doesn't matter about sideways anymore because Wunder's TP'd in. 5-man strong, just going to push into the tier 3. Humanoid has no ultimate, Wunder has no ultimate. Mad Lions are clearing mid-wave here to stop Fnatic from being able to play on a second lane. We'll see if they can defend the siege on the inhibitor, though.
Don't have the strongest wave clear here right now. Armut's going to try and do what he can. Has the collateral damage, will pop it, but look, there's no damage. Unforgiven still has that ultimate. Could go full Pikachu in this fight, but he just can't get the damage down. He just can't find the stacks. Fnatic push in, get the top lane inhibitor, and now turn their eyes towards mid, but as you say, the wave already culled by Mad Lions means that Fnatic will have to settle for one inhib for now.
A little bit of damage to Mad Lions' base. A lot of pings coming in. Maybe they can find some recalls. A little late recall. Wunder is not going to get cancelled. He's gonna get out. So Fnatic again, slow and steady, wins the race. They don't have to dive the Nexus towers. They don't have to make it too overcomplicated. Just take the inhibitor, back off. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on their next objective, which is the Hextech Soul. Upset getting close towards Infinity Edge. Look at Unforgiven's items. He just bought a Giant's Belt, for God's sake. I mean, look at how much damage Upset's going to do in these fights. 3 levels up. Elyoya might have found Razork.
Thought it might be the other way around because Hylissang was channeling his way through the Hextech gates into this side of the jungle as well. But Fnatic get the wave in the bot lane. Humanoid still has TP. Wunder expended his in that last fight towards the top side. Unforgiven trying to clear out the wave, but he's 3 levels down on Upset right now. Just so little he can do. Titanic Hydra on its way, perhaps with that Giant's Belt, but really you want the Hydra part before you get the Titan part of that item.
Yeah, they had 8 seconds left of Baron buff, and they managed to get that tower, so I think that's it. The siege might be over for Fnatic. Like you said, Medic, Mad don't have that much wave clear other than Armut's Graves here. Might have to ult waves if he wants to stop some kind of siege.
Elyoya on his way, only level 14. Wunder going in, Wunder overextended perhaps a little. Final chapter coming out. Elyoya locked towards the backline, but Razork already down. Shut down, that's 1. The root comes out on the backline, the Chaos Storm ticking as well. Elyoya will skip across the wall and dash away to safety. Jungler down, 1:30 on the Hextech Dragon.
Yeah, Fnatic are just trying to siege this tower because they know they have nothing to lose. I mean, they need to make sure they play towards their limits and don't lose the entire team fight, of course, but see if they can dive it, see if they can push Mad Lions back, see how Mad Lions respond to this kind of siege. Because even if they lose Razork, there's still a minute left on the Dragon. They've still got a load of time to set up, but still, this all comes off the back of Wunder trying to fancy himself a dive here. His ego's wide because Armut dashes away from it, and then everyone turns on Wunder. Razork thinks he's going to have to try and peel, but Elyoya gets knocked into him. Exhaust onto Upset, forces him back, and then the Yuumi Gwen just mows straight through the Xin Zhao. Razork can't really do much against that. Humanoid tries his own way. Armut, he's a bit too tanky. And kill for Mad Lions, they'll take it. They'll take what they can get at this point. I mean, Armut is 120 CS up. He is getting towards 4 items on his Graves. It's just a case of, like, how much can he do in fights against Aphelios Viktor? There's so much range and so much more damage that he's up against.
That's the thing, like, Viktor, 300 CS or 293, almost 10 a minute here from Humanoid against a champion that doesn't scale that well into the late game. Like Renekton really has much less impact, becomes a stun bot as the game goes on. Perhaps a meat shield for your backline. Upset now on 4 items at 314 CS as well. Yet to die this game, and honestly, it hasn't looked like he's been anywhere near dying for the majority of the game as well. I'd be surprised if his health has ever gone below 50%.
Yeah, Mikhail's now built for Hylissang, and the Lanterns are just always there to keep the carry safe. Mad have to take down Upset if they want to have a chance at winning this game. Soul in 10 seconds. Looks like Elyoya is going to go through bot. Wunder's reading the play, though. He's going to try to stop him, see if he looks for an engage.
I think Razork saw it coming as well. Wunder looking for the barrel. Can't quite get it. Elyoya is still only level 14. Off towards the top side. Armut going to step into the face of Hylissang, puts down the control ward. Hextech Drake channeled behind. They know he's coming. The final chapter. What can you do, Elyoya? Root doesn't connect. Armut stepping in. Reeker Unforgiven Armut down towards the bottom side. Elyoya and Kaiser off towards the top. Fnatic. Wunder dives into the backline. The hook from Hylissang just neuters anything Elyoya can do. But Reeker with the dominance is on that front line. Elyoya is going to dash in only for Hylissang. But Upset, he's so strong on this Aphelios. Is he strong enough? Elyoya gets one. Hextech Soul goes over to Fnatic. And now Elyoya's got to do it all. It's on him. He gets one. He's looking for two. It's Upset. He flashes. Elyoya knocked up. Elyoya down. A quadra kill for Humanoid.
Oh, Humanoid says, do you miss me now, Elyoya? Quadra kill for the Viktor. My eyes were on Elyoya the entire fight, but Humanoid was the one who was untouched. Upset was kiting. Humanoid cleaned everyone out with this Viktor. 4 items strong. They have a wave to enter top Madic.
And what a fight from Fnatic. Elyoya got on the backline, but you just couldn't kill off Upset in time. Unforgiven really didn't get to do too much. Humanoid's going to chase him out for the Penta, but I think that time may have expired. Unforgiven with the Tiamat will try and clear the way, but what can you do in the face of Fnatic? They focus down the Nexus towers. And in a battle against their former teammates, Fnatic take the win.
Wow. Mad Lions throw a wacky curveball draft at Fnatic. They play it calm, they play it cool, they play it collected. And I think to me, Hylissang absolute MVP, just moving 100%. Between those lanes to make sure Mad Lions couldn't find a single thing. Wunder playing the weak side. Team fights are what decided this game. And Fnatic came out on top in those fights.
Fnatic played their early game to perfection, just stopped any opportunity for Mad Lions to find those plays. And even though Elyoya was 4-0 in the mid game, he could just never get on the backline. We saw it even in the final fight. Even though he got there, the rest of Fnatic were too strong. They had too much power.
Yeah, this win I think puts Fnatic tied second place with G2 now.
6-2.
6-2.
Almost halfway through the split. Great start for Fnatic. Obviously, Rogue still sitting at the top, but Fnatic will be looking very happily at their scoreline so far.
Yeah, new champion, slightly new patch. Fnatic don't reinvent the wheel, they keep it classic. Yeah. They keep the standard comp from the last couple patches. Good team fight, and it wins in the game.
And really shut down that Zeri as well. Perhaps we'll see her getting through more picks and bans. Your key player of the game votes at LEC on Twitter. Humanoid upset Hylissang. Give it to the support. Come on. It was Hylissang. He was winning set.
Quadra kill for Humanoid, though.
Yeah, but come on. The only reason he was in that position was because Hylissang helped him get first blood on Reeker.
I'll give you that one.
And then he was easy. No one remembers the supports apart from us, Caedrel. We have to champion the support. It's fine, you know? That's how things go. Yeah, but great stuff from Fnatic all around. I think as well, Mad Lions will look at that and it's like, we made a few errors. We didn't really enact our early game, but...
Reeker especially, I think the lane phase was very kind of hiccupy. I have to say a lot of the trades didn't go in his favor. Maybe the Yuumi pick kind of hindered his lane because no push on side. Armut can't move from top. He's left alone mid against the Thresh and a Viktor. How can he really find kill pressure?
It's very difficult for him to do. We'll soon hear from Humanoid and PGL after the break. But first, Koolein is standing by with Upset.
Thank you so much, Madic and Caedrel. Almost messed that one up, but I don't know how that happened. Who definitely didn't mess up at all was Upset, as I'm being joined by the bot laner from Fnatic. Upset, congratulations on the win. Before we start talking about the bot lane you picked up, I want to talk a bit about this new champion coming into the competitive play, Zeri. How are your feelings about this new champion being added?
I always love when they make new champions, especially for AD carry, because they make very crazy mechanics, and usually the new champs are all very broken. Today it looked very balanced, the champion, but I really love this champ, how it feels to play it, and yeah, I'm always happy when they bring out more AD carry champs.
Yeah, Mad Lions first pick the Zeri. Your answer is the Aphelios and the Thresh. Could you maybe elaborate a bit more about that matchup?
Well, because it is a new champ, and as you could see, it was banned, I think, 4 out of 5 games today. The matchups are not too explored yet. We were surprised, I guess, that we got to play Aphelios Thresh because that's usually banned against us.
Yeah.
Just picked something that we are on, and it seemed to work out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you won the game, so obviously it worked out. Now, looking at your scoreline, you're 6-2, being tied up with G2 Esports for that second place. Looking forward on what's coming up in the next 4 weeks, how do you think Fnatic has been evolving as a team, and how has it worked out so far?
I think it's working out fine, but I really feel like we haven't reached even 50% of our potential yet. I think most of the games we win through really dominant performances by individuals, carrying the game really hard. I think we have a lot to learn as a team still and really improve our team play a lot more. But otherwise, yeah, second place is not bad because we made so many changes in the roster, but I hope we get a lot better in the coming weeks.
Yeah, because the changes in the roster have been happening around the mid lane, Wunder coming in the top lane. How has it been working with these guys in the solo lane?
I really, really love the experience I'm getting playing with these solo lanes. I never played with such good solo lanes basically my whole life. Like having both such elite players in the same role at the same time is really amazing. I think they bring so much stability to the game. I have a lot of trust in them to do well when they pick their champions, and it feels really good to play with them.
Upset, before I let you go, is there anything you would like to say for the fans on Fnatic?
Yeah, I always feel very grateful for all the support we're getting in Fnatic. I think we have amazing fans, and I really hope we bring a championship back to Fnatic, and we will work really hard to make sure we play better and better each week.
Upset, thank you very much for your insights, and until tomorrow where you play Excel.
No problem. Thank you.
For that, we're going to head on over to a break. As we come back, it will be time for the PGL. Drakos is being joined by no one other than Wunder, so you don't want to miss that.